is Freeloaders. I'm 3T.
And I'm Mike Papa Foxtrot.
Freeloaders is a regular look at what is or has been free to download from the PlayStation Network. We download the games and give them a play and see if they're worth the download, bandwidth and time.
This time we're looking at Remnant from the Ashes, an action role-playing third-person shooter where a player can wield up to 2 weapons, 1 main weapon and 1 sidearm alongside their melee weapon. Technically 3 weapons, I suppose. Yeah. Players are able to upgrade their weapons and armor using materials they find throughout the world. They can also unlock trait points, which can be used to increase their stats of their playable characters. It was released for Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on August the 2019, and these are our first impressions.
So, my first impression this month, I have to say, just slightly off topic of the game, is how they sort of hid this a little bit, didn't they? There is a big PlayStation Plus button or app on the dashboard where normally these things appear. And, the first week of the month we went looking for it. Oh, it's not available yet. And didn't appear to be available until suddenly it clicked for both of us, I think, at the same time. Should I check the store?
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, I found it in the PlayStation in a PlayStation Plus area, but not where it had been before. It's like they just keep moving it around. It's like they're sort of like, if we hide it, in order to be worthy of the free games, you must find them on the quest. You must answer 3 questions. There are 3 doors, and the 3 doors have 3 guards. One of the guards shall tell the truth, 1 shall always lie, and 1 shall alternate. That's what it kind of feels like a little bit.
Annoying, and has wasted basically a week that we could have been looking at it. But that's not going to reflect on the game. That's just a minor irritation. Outside of
also, interesting, like very similar choices between the games as well. I mean, not that we know the difference. I mean, it's
no,
and there's the fact that we don't have a PlayStation 5 kind of limits the choices a little bit. But also, again, I noticed that there was a third game specifically aimed at PlayStation 4 that once again was for the VR. It's almost like Sony are compensating because they've kind of disappointed a lot of PlayStation 5 owners with the virtual reality, because the virtual reality, of course, that you take the headset from the PlayStation 4 on the PlayStation 5, and I know one particular user who, that's the one reason why he's not bothered upgrading that, and he can't find a system, and there aren't any games that he wants to play on it. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I work with a guy who was very excited to have had a PS5 being delivered today, but I don't really know how many games he's got to play on it. But there you go. Hopefully that library will increase. If it's something that Sony has done in the past, is build up good libraries of games for their consoles. It's just obviously not right now. So, but as you say, they are very similar from your description, at least. I mean, Final Fantasy VII, the remake or something was the other one, the other main one, and
I think it's Final Fantasy VII, the reimagining or the making it high quality or whatever. Yeah. I mean, which is interesting because initially we were discussing which games, and you were like Final Fantasy because it's like a card game. And I was like, it hasn't been a card game for a very long time.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed. I honestly thought it was a turn-based RPG, like in the in the vein of like Pokemon or something. Yeah, whereas apparently he's not. So I went, no. Then.
No, it hasn't been for. I mean, the thing is, I have actually played Final Fantasy. I think I played Final Fantasy V. I think it was the V one. But neither one of us had any idea of what Remnant was.
So never heard of this.
Let's do that.
And from your description, it sounds very much like a sort of similar action RPG as well. So
that's what I mean. They sounded very similar. Also, there was something in the blurb which I didn't understand, which talked about a game called Souls, but then distinguished that unlike Souls, you actually had weapons that you could use. And I just thought, well, why would you have weapons that you couldn't use? So I don't really, I have to confess, because we deliberately do not find out as anything about these games, just so that we are genuinely surprised. But when you're sitting reading something that doesn't make sense, you sit there and think, maybe there's gameplay video I can watch to go and see what this was like.
I'm intrigued.
What is Souls? Yeah. Shall we press the any button and see what happens?
Okay. Well, in lieu of having an any button, I'm going to press the X.
Oh, me too. Pushing it now. And
instantly into a character build.
This looks like it was important.
I'm happy with mine.
I've gone one to the right. I've got a lady with scars on her face. Do you know that'll do? I'm going to.
Oh, quick question: has your lady got a beard still?
No.
Oh, hang on. Well, that's a little bit presumptive, isn't it?
Well, I could maybe.
That
give
is
her
a little
beard.
bit presumptive. Oh, I've just moved from left to right and changed my character horribly. Oh.
Yeah, that was what it was. I pressed right, and I thought I was on the head thing, but I was actually on body type. So I've just gone from male to female. But I'm just going to confirm because that's fine. She's fair enough. Like she's. What's this mean? Friends only.
Oh, I've got a ginger. I'm having a ginger. He's mine.
Okay. So play game, friends only or public? I mean, I guess friends only to keep it nice and safe. And then if we do end up linking
Yeah,
up, then...
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
What do we do next?
Play
though?
game, I guess. Oh yeah, there you go. Just press X on that, and away we go.
Oh. Well, that was quick.
Well, I guess you could.
I was expecting to have to fill out a few end user licensing agreements, give away my firstborn child, and promise that the ashes of my cat would be sprinkled around the doorstep of the local witch. But okay,
anything could
fair
happen.
enough.
But also, I quite like that is a kind of there's a quick. You can randomize your character if you want and carry on it. But if you wanted to spend 10 years making a person, away you go as well.
Yeah, because some of the games there is that where you can't randomize.
No.
And I have to be honest, I know it sounds really sad. There's a skip, but I'm not skipping. I'm going to let this pass.
I'm letting it.
I don't really want to build characters. I mean, okay, I'm guessing if this turns out to be something like Dungeons and Dragons, then yeah, sure, that's kind of what you do. But like the cosmetic traits of my character, I don't necessarily care about. It's like when you're playing these games where they sort of sell you weapon skins, and character skins, and things. I don't really care. I just want to point a gun at someone and pull a trigger.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing. So
exactly, and we've not been made to pick a class or anything like we have in what was that one, the pirate game. So yeah, I'm guessing it is just.
you mean the unfinished pirate game?
That's the one. Yeah. I can't even. I honestly can't remember its name. Greedful. There you go.
Yeah, because the vampire one, which is very similar, was actually a very polished game by comparison. So
Yeah. So this is very pretty.
listen to us still having a grudge.
Greedfall just was frustrating because it could have had it had potential and it just wasn't. But it wasn't. This looks very pretty. I'm not actually in the game yet, but massive tidal wave time.
I mean, so unfortunately, what's playing in my head is the opening music to Hawaii 5-0, but we won't go there.
Okay. I'm assuming we're getting the same thing as we've chosen different characters. I've got bits of my boat all over the place now.
Yeah, I appear to have had my boat destroyed by the giant sort of funnel of the wave. So I guess we get pulled out of the water and then we'll get rescued and life breathed back into us or something like that. No,
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. Well, press triangle to toggle weapons. All right.
That's good.
'Cause you
Good
can
to
use
know.
them.
That's pretty much a standard thing, though, isn't it? Switch between weapons.
Well, I'd like to see what you do in Souls if you don't use your weapons.
That's what. It didn't make any sense. I just went. I don't get that.
Press triangle to examine weapons.
I mean, again, who knows? Interestingly, this is like the remnant of a crystal. Is that what we're looking for? Are we building like a crystal jigsaw puzzle?
Not a clue. She's got a good sword there, though. That looked like that'll take a few good whacks on somebody.
Yeah, he's very lucky that sword didn't sink and pull him down.
Yeah. So, this session will be
He
joinable.
appears to have woken up in a fairly industrial part of the world, because I initially thought this session will be joinable after the completing the tutorial. Okay.
So that's fine.
And you know what the first problem I have is?
What?
Options to change.
Oh,
my
your Z-axis. Consumables. Press that. Yeah, fine. I will deal with that when I need to.
I was about to say I can't find it, and then it's actually in gameplay. Interesting. I wouldn't have put it there. but I found it. Whether it helps me or not, I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, all the buttons are the same. I mean, crouch, same.
Am I going to have to fight a thing? Oh dear. Please be easy to kill. Where have you gone? That's already dead.
Oh, you can knock things down. What's this? Pick up items. Thank you. What's this? Consumable items. Thank you.
Ooh.
How come you're fighting something and I'm not?
Oh, I just carried on up the stairs. That was all. Oh, there's one. Looks like a weird demon thing. Not to do any spoilers, but...
Push up to... Oh no, there's something loud coming from it.
Reasonably low powered.
Surely if it's a demon, it's unkillable.
Wow, I'm the one who used them for the demon, to be fair. I don't know what it is, some kind of shadow monster, but let's see if I drop down and stab it.
Well, killed him.
There's a few more on the way. Oh, now
I've still got a melee weapon. I would prefer a projectile. Oh, there's lots of them. Oh no, multiple ones.
Stabby, stabby, steady money.
Push up to restore my health. Oh. What? That was my health restore. I was tiny. Oh,
yeah,
it's still
I guess we
increasing.
pick up more of these things as we go. So this is in a more contemporary looking world then, because of there's like a stop sign here.
Yeah, because it was like cargo containers and things like that.
And there's like a truck. Well, but they're running around like we're some kind of medieval warrior.
It's like, it makes me think that I'm like a Highlander.
Yeah.
Oh, push X. X is quite a nice button.
Yeah, I've been dodging around these buggers.
How did you get out of the...
I just followed the corridor. I don't have any real answers. I just sort of followed the paths that were in front of me until they reached the door or a turning, you know.
Okay, well, I don't know how... Did you go back down any stairs?
No. I don't think so. I can't remember now, but I didn't double back it.
Oh, I found a hole.
I'm just sorry. I appear to be concentrating just on stabbing things. This is not particularly good commentary from me.
They throw things at you. They've got like
some weird laser bolt or something.
It's like a remnant. That's what. Oh, this is not going to go well. Because I'm hurting. Oh, I only just survived that, I tell you.
I just looked at cutscenes. So there's cars and things. That is not the kind of sword you would just happen upon, is it?
No, unless you've stolen it from me.
He's got a gun. I want that.
I am really badly hurting.
Are they ganging up on you?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to do that.
So that's interesting. So it didn't tell me that was right, but I just guessed it was that. But X also allows you to sort of jump over.
Oh, there was a little prompt on the screen saying X to vault.
You don't think I actually concentrate that much. I have a problem if it isn't. This is why I get stuck sometimes in tutorials, because I don't always read what it says.
Well, it's the best kind of tutorial, isn't it? Learn yourself.
Oh, why are you... I don't need another demon. I'm just going to run away. I don't need this. I'm hurting so badly. I'm ready to die.
Okay, I'm just letting the cutscene happen in a moment.
Run away. He doesn't run very fast, does he?
How do you do the run? I couldn't see the run.
No, I don't know, because I haven't worked it out. Like I said, he doesn't run, he doesn't move very fast. But I've been particularly naughty there. I ran away and lured the human glowing things after me. But I know there's one over here. Oh, he's gone away.
It's nice design. It's very nice artwork so far. I do quite like a chunky sword that's got little notches.
Hang in there.
hacked out of it. Like a well-worn battle sword.
We got company.
So I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what I would wonder if it's something that can be changed. Is I don't like that my map isn't rotating with me.
Oh, I didn't even notice a map. Isn't that bad?
Okay, can't go through that door.
Well, hold R2 to perform a charged melee attack. I don't know if that works originally because I didn't see that prompt until this.
Oh yeah, that's that. Oh, they hide in the glowiness.
Cutscenes just annoying me, though. I would like a game tutorial that just doesn't. That if there's story, let the story unfold naturally. You know, don't sit me on a bed and have a character tell me everything that goes on. Oh God, dialogue trees.
Oh well, you're further along than I am. Yeah, you boys come and fall off there.
Commander Ford.
I am so badly damaged that one hit and I'm gone because I need to find.
They said he's.
Just skip
I
through
need to
this.
find some. Did you find any extra help?
See you later.
No.
So, did you die at all?
No.
Yeah, I've already learned how to dodge attacks. That's interesting that it teaches me something that I've already intuitively learned. Oh, I just died. I just died. Oh dear.
Fair dues. There are a lot of them. I just was more luck than judgment, to be fair, from me.
Hurry up, Alex.
You're gonna be okay.
We got company.
I'm being picked up by some lady with a gun and a bloke with a gun. So I guess that was part of the tutorial.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
fine. That was part of the cutscene. That's-
Maybe you are
You
supposed
put
to
up
die.
I got knocked out and got carried away by these people.
No, okay.
Where is my
It's
So
with
I
Riggs.
obviously
I'm
jumped.
Commander. It's my
I
job
just
to know
want to
you,
skip through
I mean,
all
the,
the time.
mechanics
You will
seem quite nice.
but you've got.
It's not awful.
The
Truth is,
loading screens seem to be a
We
little
had to
bit.
block the gate.
A lot of loading screens.
But wait.
I
tell you
don't
what,
want to do cutscenes.
you want to leave? First, we need power.
I think the
Storm knocked out our reactor
the sort of
recently.
a lot of the
With
Japanese
enough
games
power,
do
we
the
might be able to
do the
activate another
tutorials
way out
really
of
well
here.
because they're very seamless in how they do it.
The reactor is on
I
the
just
lower.
any game that would just
Oh,
let me
this
just
is
get
like
on with stuff.
Beyond Two
running,
Souls,
then
and
come
this is
back
like
here.
Detroit Becoming Human. Where am I? Who are you? I don't know. What you would normally wake up and you would probably shout
Nothing
both at
wrong
the same
here, it's
time.
easy.
What?
We already
Hello,
lost him.
Wallace.
Go check in with Riggs.
I just want
don't
to get my
imagine-
sword back.
Commander
Who's
Can't
the
do
bloody
this first.
commander?
She's in charge. Oh, Commander Ford
Right,
and Mr.
okay,
Riggler
find the
found her
reactor.
outside.
I mean, I can skip this, but
Yeah,
like,
I'm
then
just
you're not
hammering
really
X.
getting.
They said Mark
You're not getting it.
was
You don't. Well, it'll give. The thing is, though, you talk to people, and it's going to tell you. I think I'll just double back on myself, and it's going to tell you what your next objective is anyway. So
she'll find a place for you.
Yeah, but that's not the immersion that you want. It's funny. We're funny players really because you like to build fairly unique characters, right? And I
Wallace
don't.
may
And
have
yet
lost
I'm
his
like,
brother.
oh, I need to listen to all lines of dialogue, and you don't. It's like
it depends on the game, to be honest. I think it's like if you have to stop and talk to everybody, like I'm doing now, and to find, like, I suppose this is an RPG. Isn't it? I've got everybody talking at once now. But like, you know, if you're playing Legend of Zelda, I think the idea is that you need to go around and talk to everybody because somebody is going to have a clue for you. So I suppose that is the point. But
See you around.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm just being impatient. Oh, that kid got down here quick.
how rude! I started talking to him, and he just decided to walk away and leave me alone. You rude man.
Told Mark not to go out there.
Has this guy got my sword? All I want is my sword
I
back.
got my eye on you.
Oh, I want the gun. I saw a gun. I don't want the sword. You can keep the sword. I want a gun.
Any weapon at this point. I've just been told to go and find the reactor and get my sword back, and get my weapon back. Dark. It's very
Well,
dark.
you can talk to multiple people all at once.
Yeah, I had them all. I set them all off.
I wish McKay
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
One walked away. You're
Commander
moving.
was getting
You give me my sword? No.
wasn't for her. Maybe they'd be here the whole time. I just don't want to think about it.
Yep, they're all talking as I leave the room. This looks like a reactor. Is it the reactor? Oh God. I'm not really. I'm not massively impatient, but like, I sort of want to get a little bit into some actual action. Because we're like nearly 20 minutes in at this point, and not much is going on.
Well, it's got
Well, you can punch.
I mean, we've completed the tutorial, which is at least successful. Sometimes by this point, I haven't even completed the tutorial because I'm just stuck button mashing somewhere. So,
Well, good news is, even without your weapon, you can punch things with your R2. I'm smashing boxes.
can you?
Yeah.
Oh, can you punch? Can you punch the guys you're talking to?
Don't know. I'm too far away from it, and I ain't going back. What have you got?
No, you can't. I tried. He just looks at you like you're a mental.
Right, reactor is this way apparently. So, yeah.
I have no idea what I'm even looking for. I'm just wandering around.
I suppose it depends on what you said to that woman, but yeah.
Well, there's nuclear. Well, I didn't say anything to it. There's nuclear radiation stuff, so I must be close.
Yeah. Oh, reactor.
I mean, you are on rails, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a cutscene.
You must be in the reactor already then. Now I have a hooded person with a torch.
Yeah, that's the one.
There you go. You got. It's weird, isn't it, that I jumped ahead and then you took ahead. You overtook me.
You're not from around here, are you? Nearly scared the life out of
Oh,
me.
can I? Okay.
Name's Ace.
Name's Ace.
Escado?
I'm looking for the reactor. I don't care who you are.
So, you ever start a reactor?
No.
Well, it
Makes a lot of noise.
lucky
Fine.
for you.
Blah blah. Press a
Would have done it
button.
myself. So you the two of us.
Shabba-doo, shabba-dee.
Okay, so lucky for you. Go upstairs.
Upstairs.
Press the button on the probably need
Something about a weapon. Select your archetype. Here we go. And we're now collect. Is this now going to be classes? Yeah. So it'll be a hunter, an ex-cultist, or a scrapper.
Okay, so I have an
So
idea.
he looks like he's out of Mad
Go
Max.
upstairs and start the reactor.
She looks like she's out of Red Dead Redemption. And he looks like he's out of Fallout. So I don't know what I want. Hunter, long range.
Have you so you skipped this entire? Oh, I see. You're
blah blah conversation. Yeah.
Oh, I think. What are you going for?
Right. So long range is the hunter. Ex-cultist is mid range, and scrapper is melee. So I'm going to go mid range. I'm going to be the cowboy.
Oh, it said scrapper. I actually read that as sapper. Okay.
Oh yeah, just double check. Yeah, there you go. He gets a pistol.
Yeah, I know. It's so terrible. Okay, I'm thinking I quite like the idea of looking like I'm in a Red Dead Redemption thing, so I like that.
All right. Well, if you do that, I'm going to be.
Well, which one were you going for?
I was going to go cowboy, but I'm
No, you go cowboy then. No, because that's all right. I'll go with Iron Mask here. This will be hilarious.
You sure?
Looks, to be honest, they all look mental.
Yeah, none of them particularly appeal, but there you go. Hey, trophy.
That should improve our odds.
So,
Get up there
what?
and start the
Oh
reactor.
no, that means I have to play this game to the end now.
Hey, you gonna start the reactor or what?
Complete. Initialize terminal station. Some promise of a weapon. Okay.
Coach
Good.
gun.
New item. To check your equipment, press something. What did I have to push? To set your weapon, press
Options.
Get up there and start the
options.
reactor.
Can I equip a weapon?
And toggle
Get up there
through.
and start
Right,
the
yeah, so
reactor.
using your L2 to look down the sights and stuff, and then you toggle with the triangle, so that's good.
Oh, very nice. Oh,
So
and
what guns has
triangles
this
change.
scrapper got
Oh,
then? If you went with Mad Max, what did you get?
I've got something that looks like a shotgun and something that looks a little bit like a sort of a Luger. So,
Oh, nice. I think that's pretty much the same as I got, actually. I got like a weird
Yeah.
coach gun, shotgun, and a like a German-looking gun.
I've got guns. I got a great big meat hammer as well.
Can't have any firing around the reactor. What are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language? What am I
Oh,
doing?
it won't let
Spacebar.
me leave because it won't let me go that way. So
Press spacebar to continue. I don't have a spacebar. I got a controller.
oh dear, is this a bad port?
Oh no, it's okay. X. Why? Right.
Is this a bad port?
Oh no.
I gotta go and push a button. So that's the thing. I'm
The
assuming
level
that this big flashing light up here. Press the space bar to continue. Yep.
Yeah, X.
Now I understand.
Oh, okay.
Initialize.
Bad dudes. Now we can shoot them at least. More way, I'm guessing.
Oh, bad dudes, bad dudes, bad dudes.
Survive.
Boom, boom.
Survive
Oh, my
for
sword
1
was
minute and 40
my
seconds.
sword was much better. I have to say, my sword was a much better weapon than this bloody thing.
I currently
At
have
least my sword.
I have a countdown. I just have to survive. Oh, she's down
my
there.
my pistol is much better than.
Oh, hey!
How do I reload? How do I reload? How do I reload? How do I reload? Am I supposed to be protecting her?
I don't know. I just sort of fired down over the thing and got over. Luckily, the coach gun is pretty effective against these things.
She should have her own. Well, I've only got. She should have her own protection. So.
I hope so. Well, I've got to look after myself. As
Oh, you can throw yourself over the railings. That's nice.
These guys come at me. Oh, there's two more on the way. Luckily, they're slow. That was a double shot.
Oh yeah, she's got her own gun.
I have to try my pistol.
Oh, the pistol! I found the pistol was a more effective weapon.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool. Isn't it? I picked stuff up.
Also, all the reload and everything is exactly what you expect it to be.
Yeah, I instinctively pressed square to reload, and it seemed to do it. So
Suddenly, I'm happy. In the head.
I'm guessing you've got the cutscene as well, then. Oh,
No. I'm just
Come visit my shop sometime.
I'm still there. I'm still fighting.
Well, that was that. A little bit of excitement for a minute and a half. Pretty good.
Hello, mate. Have I got unlimited ammo? No.
I don't
yes,
think so.
No.
My coach gun has got 2 with 16, and then my pistol's got 15 with 98 spare.
Oh, well, I'm about to drop to two rounds. Oh, I got a cutscene.
Yeah, it looks like you survived to your minute and a half as well then.
I gotcha.
That wasn't the gun I was holding, though. Cheating game. I was using the shotgun.
Oh, run by holding down L3. So again, exactly as you'd expect.
I'm going to suggest that if we've both come to the end of this cutscene, I'm
Yes.
going to say that is probably tutorial sort of over. What do you mean you saved my ass? I saved your ass. Never mind.
You're trying to get yourself.
I don't know. Interesting. It's got some things I like, some things I don't. I think we should probably continue to play and see where the game takes us. So I think that for us, it's going to be some time, but for you, we'll be back momentarily.
So, we've spent a little bit of time playing Remnant from the Ashes. Let's just get straight into it. Mike, what did you make of the game in general?
Odd.
A noise.
Because I thought initially I was going to quite like it. I thought, oh, this will be fun. This is nice. This is like an action role-play thing where you're going to run around and you're going to do a little bit of shooting, a bit of killing. There'll be a bit of plot. But very quickly, it turned out there was a lot of plot. Now, that might have been that it was like from the get-go. But there just wasn't enough to keep me interested, and so I haven't really gone back to it.
No.
I have to be absolutely honest, hand on the heart, there has not been a call to come back. When I think about last month's game, Concrete Genie, it called me back. Rocket Arena call you back. Vampire called me back. This game, no, and I don't really know why. I don't know. It was a bit of a much about nothing is the phrase that I will use for it. It looked nice. It didn't play horribly, and I was enjoying shooting the demon things or the glowing things, and I quite enjoyed the fact that teaming up was incredibly easy.
Yeah.
Once we worked out how to do it, we just dropped out, and yeah, there was no soul to the game, which is odd because that's something that I didn't understand when it was talking about soul, and we still don't know what that soul was about because I haven't even gone to look it up.
No.
But yeah, I don't think the game knew what it wanted to be. Now, maybe I've missed the point completely. But cards on the table, meh, was my answer to you. And what about you?
Yeah, I think meh is kind of is a summary. It's like you say, it's perfectly polished. It's fine. If I had never played any game before, then I think I would be probably quite into it. But it sort of doesn't really have much of an identity, perhaps. I think we've been there, seen it, done it, played similar games before, very much like it. It's not bringing anything particularly new to the party. It's just there. It exists and it's fine, and for free. If there was nothing else on offer, I probably would have given it a bit more time, but it's not a hugely, unless later on in the game it becomes something more exciting. As it is, it's not. I think like you were sort of saying then, there's no drive, there's nothing that pulls you back, there's nothing that makes you go, oh yeah, let's just earn a little bit more, let's gain a little bit more. I don't know, there was nothing really that stood out. It's a middle of the road okay game.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with previous games that we've had, like Vampire. There is something that calls me back. There's a reason why that's still on my desktop. XCOM, there's like, oh yeah, well, you're playing the campaign, got to do more. Concrete Genie, what's next? But this had no, there was no real. I mean, I don't know what the campaign was. I mean, we blundered around in the dark, really, didn't we? Because we sort of. We were like, well, how do you? What does this big glowing thing do? What is the idea of this remnant? I mean, maybe I missed something by not having proper conversations with the people at the beginning. But like, I managed to fluke during the demo. I managed to fluke not having a conversation with the commander, and still found my way to the reactor, and still managed to get things out, and still came back, and then found the commander. Because I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And there are. I mean, the fact that there are 2 levels down from the reactor doors that are locked. That obviously there are key cards somewhere that you're supposed to get. Yeah, intrigued me, but didn't intrigue me enough to actually want to continue to play, to find them, to work out where they were. And there were lots of weird loot things that you could pick up. But the point of it, I didn't. Apart from buffing your character and buffing your weapon set.
It's a very grey game. It's grey and beige and very much like, okay. Like you say, yeah, there are objectives there. Do I want to spend hours scouring an underground bunker for information? No, it's not a universe I really want to spend a lot of time in. I mean, just to blend into one of our main sort of talking points, it's very playable. It's very easy. You were talking about the controls. The controls are, to any first-person shooter user, very easy to pick up. Everything does instinctively what you think it will do. So it's very easy to pick up. You know, we were scouring a landscape and shooting these monsters, and basically working as a team as we tend to, and it was fine, and nothing felt out of place. Replayable? No, I don't have that urge to go back and revisit this sort of depressing world of nuclear bunkers and post-apocalypse. I don't know. Maybe it's just.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know if it was post. We don't quite know. I mean, because the thing is, the story was never really explained. Because one of the things we do as part of Freeloaders is we don't go and look up the games. We just jump them in and play them, and a game has to explain itself. So let's look at last month's action, Concrete Genie action. Yeah, you can tell how I've been thinking about things. The thing is colourful. We had the story explained. It was an easy thing to grasp. This was the sort of. Just going to put my phone into silent mode and roll back and start again. Just a minute. Do. Right. I mean, let's go back to last month's offering, Concrete Genie. Basically, it explained itself, it explained the story, it showed us how it worked, it was colourful, it was fun, it was had different things that you could do. You were wandering around. Yeah, we were wandering around a dark world to start with, but we were making that world interesting and doing. I mean, I made it a lot more interesting because I was colouring things. I took the concept of graffiti a little bit crazy and didn't realise that you didn't actually have to graffiti everything. You just had to light up the lights. But if you could paint it, I was going to paint it.
But the game was happy to let you explore and do what you wanted to do.
Exactly. So that was the thing. Whereas this has got the same grey sort of start, but I don't understand the story. I don't understand. I mean, is it a sequel to something? It did talk online about it, something to do with Souls, and I don't know what that is. That Demon Souls? Is it Dark Souls? Is there a game called Souls? Have I missed something? But it just didn't sell itself, and that's the basic problem. And then it didn't keep me entertained. I mean, sure, if I want to walk around a sort of a universe where a sandboxy type universe, I'll probably load Mafia, or I'd have to re-download that, or I would log into GTA and wander around GTA Online, which I haven't done for a long time. If I want mindless wandering, that's what I'll do. I don't want. It didn't seem to know what it wanted to do. It wasn't an adventure. It wasn't really a point and click. I mean, it made Greedfall, which was awfully unfinished and awfully horrible to play. It actually gave that some perspective, that at least that had objectives. I mean, they were pointless, annoying objectives, but at least it had objectives.
Yeah.
It was as dark as Vampire, but Vampire actually had a story that was bloody explained, and that's the problem I have with Remnant. And I'm dumping on it in a horrible way. It wasn't the most awful game I've ever played, but it just. What is it? What is the story? And why? What am I supposed to be doing? Where do the remnants come from? I mean, it's like, why are we living in a bunker? Why? What is the point? Why did I start with a sword? Nothing. And I didn't skip. And I let the conversations play, and I had chats with people, and they told. But I mean, I don't want to be spoon-fed, but if I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, I can't be bothered to do it. And that was the problem I had with it. And yeah, I might be, maybe I wasn't in the mood. I don't know, but I'm not in the mood now, and I don't want to go back, and I don't want to play it. So I don't know how long it will stay on the dashboard. I might try and pull myself back to it before the end of the month, but I don't give it high hopes because I've got other things I want to do. I've still got to finish Concrete Genie. I've got, other things that I've downloaded. I've still got Vampire I need to get done. I mean, Greedfall, gone, deleted. But this, I don't think it's going to make it past the end of the month.
It's sort of frustrating because it's got a lovely engine running it. Everything is smooth. Everything looks nice. But it just needs some focus, I think. Unless, as I say, maybe it comes later. But if it hasn't hooked you within a few hours, I don't think it's going to. There's not. The whole point of a game should be look how good I am. Keep playing me, and there's nothing about it here. It's just here you go. You're in a bunker. Welcome to Grey World. Oh, a big red thing. There's another Grey World. Like, I'm not that bothered about it, but it's like I say. Fine, it runs fine. And it might be your kind of thing. I don't think we noticed any hidden catches, or there was nothing that was saying, "Hey, buy more stuff," because I think really there's nothing else to it. But can you think of anything catch-worthy in there?
Not really, no. I mean, have your wits about you, or understand how that actual game is supposed to play. Because, when we got to the end of the tutorial, it sort of ended. The tutorial ended, and then it didn't really tell you what to do next. So that was also the thing. But no, I didn't notice anything there. And yeah, there was fun factor while I was playing. I mean, I enjoyed playing with you. I mean, I enjoyed the fact that I went down because, you came and rescued me under fire. And, we had fun while we were playing it. But
It's strange because it's almost like, well, what we experienced as a sort of multiplayer adventure mode. There was there was a lot of empty space, not really enough things to keep. When there were things to fight, there were too many, but they were very far between. And so, what are you doing otherwise? There were objectives.
But even getting off one, like we went across one level and we completely cleared it. And I think we went around it, 3 times before we found the manhole cover that we had to jump down to proceed to the next level. And that was starting to get tedious because, if it takes two players working together, however many minutes of going around and around the map to get to this glowy thing that didn't really explain that you couldn't then proceed until the other one found you.
Takes you
and then
to
the other
another
one had to
beige
fight.
area.
And there was a campfire, which was a nice save point, which was quite good. I quite like that, which makes me think it's connected to Dark Souls or Demon Souls. It's one of those games. I think that's what the reference to Souls is, and that's a whole genre of game that I know people who absolutely love Dark Souls. They love the Bloodborne game. I mean, if you remember, we played Bloodborne as part of one of these, and we didn't really get on with that.
No.
And I'm wondering if that's the same thing. I mean, it played a lot better than Bloodborne, I have to say. And I'm wondering if Demon Souls and Dark Souls is the connection, and it's just a projectile weapon version of that, a little bit more cooperative play. But I've seen Dark Souls, and I know, and Demon Souls, and I know people who play it, and I know people who love it, and I know people who are waiting desperately to buy the PlayStation 5 just so they can play the next installment of that. So I know there are fans of that, and I know they would probably be disappointed at what, Remnant from the Ashes actually was.
Yeah, I think that's sort of, in a way, we've just naturally covered one of our talking points there, is that is the kind of games, it's just not the kind of game that I would bother investing a lot of time into. That's sort of what you're getting. If you haven't played it and you're not sure, and that description sounds like your kind of thing, fantastic, go and get it for the rest of March, because it is like those games. What is it not like? Other things. I mean, it's not. It's not. I don't. It's not an RPG. I was thinking it might be along those lines, but it's just run and shoot things and level up, pick up stuff, run, shoot things, pick things up.
The thing is, to go back to things that it's not. It's definitely not Vampire, because there was no story to it. Vampire had a story. You were talking to people for a reason, and those decision points changed the way the game played. Same with Greed. Was it Greedfall?
Greedfall, yeah.
Greedfall. I mean, again, it was awful, unfinished game as far as I'm concerned about that game. But while I was playing it, I could understand. And your decisions changed the way the game played, though you were on rails and there was no escape. And apart from the fact that it was a little bit unfinished and unpolished, it was all right. It wasn't an awful game. Same with Concrete Genie. You've got decision points, you've got things that you're doing, you're playing. Okay, you aren't shooting things, but at least you've got that sort of thing. But this it was. I don't think it knew what it wanted to be. And so even though I've compared it to Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne and those kind of games, which are a genre of game of their own, because they are ridiculously difficult games, as I'm told by the people that play them. This wasn't. It was, and it wasn't at the same time. It was a bit of a much. I think I've already used the phrase. It was a bit of a much about nothing, is what this game was. To be honest, for me,
it feels a bit like I would say like Fallout, an arcade version of Fallout. Like you're not really. There's nothing really to get invested into. Fallout is.
I don't think that's fair to Fallout.
No,
I'll be honest. I don't really like the first-person, third-person Fallouts. I preferred when you were top-down, asymmetric, moving around, more like a sort of collecting the bottle caps and moving around and doing that. I don't really like the modern interpretations of Fallout. But I don't think this game, comparing this game to Fallout. I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
But I'm calling it a very, very pared down version. It's that kind of.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. In that case, I will accept it.
But ultimately, yeah, it's. if it gets going later on, by all means, leave a comment. If you think we're absolutely wrong, leave a comment underneath, and I am prepared to be told I'm absolutely wrong, because it has not inspired me to give it the time that other games might otherwise have. But ultimately, is it fun? Not for me. Is it worth the hard drive space and time? No, I've deleted it now. What do you think?
I don't think it was worth the. I mean, it's nearly 40 gigs of download, and it was fun while I was playing it, but it hasn't drawn me back. Now, usually, in most of these games, either we both go, "Oh yeah, these games are great," or one of us will go, "Nah," and it'll be gone, and the other one will go, "Well, I'm going to play it," and we don't. We very rarely. It has to be a particular kind of disappointment. Or a particular kind of awful for us both to agree to delete it quite quickly. I don't think this game was awful by any means. I won't put it in the awful category. But I think the harshest word I can use, and it is quite a harsh word, is I was disappointed.
Well, I didn't have any preconceptions going in, but it was bland. I was just thinking about other things I could have been doing while we were playing it, to be honest. Would you have paid for it? Would I have paid for it? I wouldn't. No. Having played it and somebody said, "Oh, you could buy if that was a demo and somebody said you could buy the full version," I go, "No, I'm all right, thanks." You?
No. Well, that's the thing. If that's exactly what it is. If I'd played that as a demo, I wouldn't have bought the full version. If I had have bought the game, I would have been, to go back to my previous description, I would have been disappointed. I would have been extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
Other games like Concrete Genie, if I'd bought that, I'd go, "Wow, this is brilliant." Greedfall, I'd have been angry. I think I'm just running back through them. Vampire, I would have been satisfied. I'm just comparing it to games that we've had in the past that are similar. So
you're being too fair on it. I think we need to examine it by its own merits, and ultimately, it's not lived up to it, perhaps, which is a shame. But this month you also get a big title that everybody's heard of. So probably most people have just spent their time and energy on that. So who's to say? And we've tried to give the underdog a chance, as we always do, and it just hasn't necessarily gone its way this month. So, with that, this is 3C.
And this is Mike Papa Foxtrot, and we were looking at Remnant from the Ashes, that is currently freeloadable from the PlayStation Network in March 2021.